Hey Luke, how's it going? Pretty good. How does Salt Lake City sound to you?
It's great, but I don't know, for sure. I'm going into tomorrow night just, expecting anything to happen. Not going to have my heart set on one place.
If there's one guy in this room right now that has kind of risen up the boards faster than anybody over the last month or two, it's probably you. Do you think that was maybe, is that something that you did, or is that people just catching on, or has it been that way the whole time?
I think it's a little bit of both. I had scouts and NBA people at my games all year, and I was hearing good things all year, and now I think, I've gotten a little bit more attention, so it's been a little bit of both. I think I've done well at every stage. I had a good year, did well at the combine and have had good workouts, so it's a little bit of everything, really.
What are teams telling you about what they like about your game?
Well, I think offensively, I've heard that, and I feel that I'm the most skilled player in the draft. I'm, the best shooter in the draft. I think that's a main thing, and I think shooting is sometimes underrated in the NBA. You need guys that can just, flat out shoot, and I definitely have proven that, my whole life.
You have your perimeter skill set is probably that of a wing player, but you have the size and the length of a power forward. Will you be able to play the 4 in the NBA, at least in spurts?
Yeah, I think, a lot of it depends on the system, and the what they have going, in a Phoenix Suns type system, where they use a stretch 4. I think I can definitely play the 4. But, I think mostly I'm suited for the 3.
Right. Do you see yourself as a polished guy, someone that's ready to come in and get big minutes right off the bat?
Yeah, I do. I'm sure everyone feels that way, but I really do. I've worked very hard. I think offensively, I'm ready to come in and play, and I think defensively, I'm underrated. I have the tools to be a good defensive player, and I'm only going to get better. I'm nowhere near being as good as I can be, and I think that's another thing that people don't know is I'm just going to keep getting better.
What do you see your draft range being for tomorrow night?
Well, I've worked out for teams 8 through about 20, so somewhere in there, and hoping for the best situation. Mostly, not so much the highest possible. Obviously, that'd be nice, but mostly want to go to a good situation.
Talking to guys every year that come to the green room, one of the questions you ask is, say, have you given any thought to the possibility of being the last guy in the green room? I mean, you don't want to think about the worst case scenario, but have you thought about that at all?
Well, I think you always want to look at the worst case scenario, and you want to make a smart decision. Ultimately, I'm just here trying to enjoy this. I don't want to have too many worries. I don't think that's going to happen. If it does, then I'm the last guy in the green. I'm still want a high draft pick. So it doesn't really matter.
Luke, thanks so much for your time.